It looks 10 times better.
This truck was such a turd, and now it's such a nice truck.
It is a nice truck.
Well, I'm just gonna polish it up and we're gonna sell it. I can make a little bit of money on it. 3 months later.
Carter bought a little Vever lathe, made some Delrin. I want to say Delrin bushings for his sway bar, which is super cool because we're going to need a lot of bushings done for different things that we're messing with, and he's got the capability now to make all of our bushings. That's badass, Carter. He's got it all figured out. He said the Vever lathe is kind of tricky to figure out, but he's got it working good enough. He made these bushings for his sway bar, so today he's gonna maybe get his sway bar hooked up. I've just got a list of stuff over here to do on the wall that I need to knock out, and I'm really excited to get most of that done so I can put the trim on. We've got a lot going on trying to get it knocked out so we can get started on this truck. With the trim and the emblems and all these little things on the list knocked out, blue collar is going to be done, which is going to be nice. That means we get to put our head down and start busting ass on this gray truck. Tail of the tape time. This is why sometimes things don't get done. This is my first round eye to work on, so the interior should be the same to me, but this is a 81 through 87 dome light receptacle, and this is what the round eye receptacle looks like. The 2 screw holes are catty corner from each other. It's got a hole here for a regular light bulb, and that's how the truck is made in there. So this one takes like a bus style light, the long tube style. The screws are dead center on it, so it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. And then on top of that, I open up the seat belts and they're gray. They're supposed to be blue. We're doing blue seat belts on here and they're gray, so the seat belts are not gonna work. So Chase found some online that do have the cover and come in blue, so we're gonna send all that stuff back. So we're gonna close the door on this interior work. Let's go over here to the list and see what else we got. We are going to, on finish interior, we're gonna put a little star beside that because we've gotten a lot done, but we're waiting on parts. So, yeah, so the trim on the window opening there needs a little foam tape behind it, but I need to make an O'Reilly's run because I need this master cylinder lid seal. So I'll get some foam tape when I go do that. For now, I'm going to trim these shackles. I need to trim the bed a little bit more to clear the bolts on the shackles. So I'll get that knocked out. And then I'm gonna run to O'Reilly's and try to get this and try to get the seal for the foam underneath the drip rails. And then if I get both of those done, I'm gonna start on the trim. Let me show you what I'm talking about with these shackles, because if you don't know, it might be confusing, but I'll show you anyway. On most of these trucks, if you put a drop shackle on, that sucker is taller than a factory shackle, and you gotta trim this bed brace right here. The bed brace is cut out to clear the shackle. Well, I got room on this one to clear the nut and the bolt, but if we look over here on the passenger side, look right there. That bolt is too close to that front side up there, and when it articulates and moves, it's hitting. So I need to trim a little bit more out of there. So I'm just gonna take a little bit more out of this side just to make sure it's got room, double check everything is tight, and that's one more thing off my list, baby. The compressor's still been giving us the blues. I don't know if y'all saw this in the past. The compressor's been giving us the blues. So I got the numbers off the capacitor, and I got some pictures of the reset switch. I'm gonna run by the electric supply while I'm out, and I'm gonna get a capacitor. We're gonna try that first. That should be the cheapest. I called my man Timmy Quick. He's basically my daddy. I mean, that guy raised all of us out here from the age of 21 up. Timmy Quick took care of us. So I called Timmy, asked him what he thought it would do, what he thought it would be, and he said I'd start with a capacitor because it's gonna be the cheapest and easiest thing. So we're gonna go see if we can find a capacitor. We're gonna go order this rubber seal for the brake master cylinder and get some foam tape for these drip rails and get that knocked out. So the capacitor, the electric place does not sell them, but they gave me the number to another place here in town that does sell them. I'm supposed to be getting a phone call back from them here in a little bit. We'll see what the price is because they have them on Amazon for like 20 bucks. So if the price is too extravagant, we can wait a couple days. I got the foam seal for my drip edge molding. I'm gonna get that put on. The gasket for my master cylinder is gonna be here at 7:30 in the morning. So I'm not gonna mark that off the list until it definitely comes in. So right now I'm gonna get these drip edges done, get the gasket put on them, and then I think I'm gonna move on to trim. I'm excited, I wanna do some trim. You're supposed to use the center punch so your drill bit don't walk. That's what the center punch is for.
My drill bit is not.
Huh?
My drill bit is not gonna walk.
It's not?
No.
That's pretty good. I'm just talking a lot of You'd be talking too.
No, I don't do that. What are you talking about?
So Carter's gonna mount his sway bar assembly on top of the frame rails here because underneath is just gonna have it hanging too low and he doesn't wanna cut through the frame rails. Why?
It seems difficult.
It seems difficult.
Yeah.
Okay.
It seems difficult, so I don't want to do that.
Okay. I think this is going to work good too because it gives you easy access if you ever wanted to swap out your sway bar with something different, if you went with a longer one, all that kind of stuff like that.
Yeah.
So he's got these saddles that you would mount your leaf spring purchase to your axle with, and he's going to make those bolt onto the frame rail. Yeah, like that. So this is what you would weld your rear end to mount your leaf springs to.
On the trailer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's going to make them bolt onto the frame. You can't see those, but he's drilling holes right there, and then he's going to weld the sway bar tube to those, and then those will just bolt straight to the frame, and your sway bar is removable. Drip rails are done. Let's go over here and mark another thing off of our list. Where are the drip rails? Foam seal drip rail. Done. And now my mother-in-law is here because her mirror on her car is acting up, and I'm gonna fix it.
That's what happens when you have a son-in-law that can fix anything.
Oh.
You just stop what you're doing and you got to bring your car over to him.
She's been going through the automatic car wash too much, and her electric mirror is giving her the blues, so I'm gonna unplug it for now, and she's gonna order another one, and we're gonna replace it. I'm gonna get this unplugged, send her on her way, and I'll get back to work. My next step is gonna be, I'm gonna start putting all the Auto Metal Direct trim on this truck. But before I do, Henderson Electric called me back. He said he does have the capacitor in stock, but he said it doesn't sound like it's that capacitor. He said it could be the drive capacitor, not the start capacitor. And I didn't really know much about all that, but he said he could test them both for me. So I'm gonna get them off of here and put them in my truck. That way tomorrow morning on my way to work, I can run by, let him test them. And if they're bad, he has them in stock. But if they're good, it means most likely the motor's bad on here, which means we'll be changing the motor out because that's still gonna be cheaper than the compressor. Got my capacitors off. This is one of them, and this is the other one. There's two of them in there. There was more than one. I'm gonna take them with me, and on my way to work in the morning, I'm gonna stop by Henderson Electric, and he's gonna test them for me. And if they're not bad, like I said before, that means we're getting a new motor. And the new motor will have capacitors of its own already made into it. That'll solve a problem. One way or another, we're gonna solve this problem. In the meantime, I'm finna drag all this Auto Metal Direct trim down here, get it laid out, get it figured out, make sure I've got everything I need, and we're gonna install it on this truck, and I'm gonna show you how along the way. So I'm looking through the kit here that they sent, and I see basically 3 different styles of clips, and I'm gonna kind of give you a rundown of what they are. The most traditional style is this thing right here. It is a stud. This piece on the back side is gonna fit inside the trim, but they do have something I've never seen is on their stud. They have these speed nuts, but this one has a little rubber on the back side. That should help vibration. It should help seal up around that spot. And then they've got these style clips, which is gonna be like a press to lock style. This piece is gonna fit inside the trim on the back side, and then this thing is gonna push into a hole and lock it into place. And then finally, they have these style. These are gonna fit in the trim, but on the back side, they've got some 3M double-sided tape. Now, if you'll look right here on the side of the truck, you can see, like right here, and right here, all down this side and down the doors, the trim is stuck on. I would have thought that it would have been differently, but it's stuck on there. There's several different styles of clips, and then there's gonna be some screws. I do not see the screws in the packaging yet. I haven't got all the way through. If not, we'll go down to the hardware store and get some stainless steel screws. They do normally have the screws we need for these kinds of trucks at the hardware store. The only thing that's sketchy about these stick-ons is you gotta put them down in the right place the first time, because once you stick that stuff on there, it's pretty well stuck unless you want to cut it all back off and retape them, which we have the ability to do. If we stick it in the wrong spot, we can peel it off. Can run over here to Killian's. They have all of the 3M products over there. You can get what we need there, retape these things and clip them back on. But I want to try to get this on straight to start with. I don't want to have any mistakes. I want to get it on there and not mess it up. I did find the screws in there. I was expecting them to be stainless, and they're not, because the trim has the black stripe in it and the screws are hidden in the black stripe. So I didn't see them in there because I wasn't looking for black screws, but the screws are there too. So first thing I'm gonna do, now that we know we have the screws, is I'm gonna take this beautiful table that we got from Gas Monkey. We got from Monkey Fab Garage. If y'all need any AN fittings, any electrical connectors, any wires, any wire loom, monkeyfabgarage.com. That's where we get everything from as far as stuff like that goes. So hit up Monkey Fab Garage. We've got a discount code. Wes will put it up right here. This table was Jacob's wiring table at Monkey Fab Garage, and it was too big for what he was doing. We got it, and now we use it for kind of an everything table. We do have all of our wiring stuff up here, but what I'm gonna use it for right now is I'm gonna start laying my trim out for this passenger side of the truck. I'm gonna get it all laid out up here on the table, figure out what order it goes in, lay out my clips in the order they go in, and then I can start assembling. I just wanna make sure I've got everything figured out, trim in the right places. I'm not hunting for it while I'm looking for it. So that's what I'm gonna do first. All right, I got it all laid out. This is all of it. There's a little union piece that goes right here where the front and the back connect. This is my lower fender piece, my lower door, my upper door, and then both of my cab corners on this side. So the next thing I'm going to do now is I'm going to lay out all of my clips on the trim. I'm gonna look at the truck and see where the clips go, see where they need to be oriented on the trim, and kind of make me some tape marks, start putting my clips on. So we're gonna get all this fitting, we're gonna test fit everything, and then we're going to do our stick-on stuff. I've got all my clips installed in the trim. So what my plan is, like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and get everything on there with some tape, and these will kind of help hold it in place. I can use the screws where I need to use the screws and just get everything kind of mocked up. We can pop everything back loose, pull the sticky stuff off, and stick it down and line it up against the tape. That's the plan. Well, I don't like that. All right, I've run into my first little issue here, and this is not really anybody's fault, because whoever put the trim on this truck originally could have drilled the hole in the wrong spot, or there's just some variance in the trims. I'm not sure. But on this passenger front door, my trim's overhanging on the front a little bit and short on the back a little bit. So what I'm gonna have to do is pull this screw back out, slide the trim back to where I like it, and drill a new hole and put this screw back in here. And this is why we're test fitting everything, because if you just go, this trim's got all that stick-on stuff. I was going to say the bad word right there. Got all that stick-on stuff right here on it, and if you'd have just stuck it on there, you'd have been up the creek trying to pull all that crap back off. So I'm going to slide this trim back a little bit, drill me a hole, get it adjusted right. We're going to make it all look good, I promise. Got that one on there. I'm going to go ahead and get this other top door one on here. I got to drill a hole at the front for it as well. And then that's gonna be my stopping point for the day, because the Journey's lawn needs a journeyman to cut the grass. So I'm gonna cut the grass. It's what I do. It's what I do. Until y'all buy enough t-shirts from us, I gotta cut the grass.
What up, what up? Another day, and we've been having a conversation about AI this morning. AI and how much I've been using it, how much I've been loving it. Russell's afraid it's gonna take over the world. But Russell started on, you started on the trim. Got to get that going. It's almost done.
I'm just getting it laid out. Like I said, I want to make sure it all fits good and we don't have any problems with fitment, because most of it sticks on in a lot of places, and I don't want to be sticking it on until it's...
It'd be crooked.
I don't want
no crookedness. No crookedness. All right, but we need air.
Yeah.
at some point, and our air compressor's been jacking up. You went to the air compressor guy this morning?
Yeah, like I told y'all yesterday, I got the capacitors off. I went this morning to Henderson Electric. He tested all the capacitors. They're good. He really thinks it's a problem with the motor. So I'm gonna pull the motor off and take it out there to him. He's gonna see if he can diagnose it, and if not, we're gonna have to get another motor.
Oh shoot, they cutting the tree down.
They're cutting the top of it off.
Go ahead and cut the whole thing.
They probably won't.
You don't think they'll cut it?
No. They're gonna cut the top of it off and move on down the line.
Dang. So is this the motor?
No.
This is the motor. It's an electric motor.
Yeah.
This is like the piston thing that creates the air?
The pump,
Pump?
the compressor itself.
Oh, okay. That's not messed up. We think it's the motor, the electric motor. Okay, now I'm on board.
All right, I got this motor off. I am dragging ass. For those of you who do not know, earlier this year, I quit drinking alcohol, I quit vaping, I quit doing everything in January. So it's been like 6 months now. And then this weekend, I stopped sugar, carbs, everything. So I'm just basically eating meat and veggies, drinking a cup of coffee. That's it. No Red Bulls, no Cokes. Because I've gained like 20 pounds since I quit drinking alcohol. And it's like day 3 of this, and I am dragging. I'm gonna get this motor loaded up, take it out to Henderson Electric and drop it off. That way I can get back on blue collar and try to get this trim knocked out. All right, when I left here a while ago, I was dragging ass, bro. Like seriously, dragging ass. So I went to drop that motor off, and when I came back, or when I was on my way there, I stopped by 7 Brew and got me a sugar-free iced coffee. I drank that sucker on the way to dropping that motor off. I sucked that whole thing down, a cup this big, and I felt I've never had caffeine work that well. I've never had. I guess I drink so much caffeine that you don't notice what it does. It's like just part of your life. But Jesus Christ, I feel better. It is amazing. I went and got me another one on my way back. I got me another one. I feel like I could jump over the moon right now. I got the motor dropped off. He's gonna take a look at it and give me a call and let me know what he thinks. Either way, he's got another motor there. If this one's gonna cost too much to repair, he's got another motor there that we can get and throw on here. It just depends on the cost. So trying to save a couple bucks and keep this place going is what we're doing. All right, I'm gonna try to explain this to you best I can. But if you look, I got this little piece of trim that goes here. I'm gonna put it in there, and you can kind of see that it does not line up. And it's really weird, like the back of the cab, the body line kind of dives down right here. But what matters to me is how this lines up with this. Because if these don't line up, it's gonna look like everything's crooked on the truck. And I don't wanna, the one on the door looks really good. It lines up with the one on the fender. So what I'm gonna do is this hole right here, I'm gonna make it a little bigger on the bottom side so that I can bring this front down a little bit. Because I can reach the back of this one, it bolts in. So I'm gonna drill the hole out and bring this piece of trim down a little bit because my door is pretty well lined up. My body lines all look good. So I wanna bring it down a little bit and try to make this trim line up a little bit better. So that's what I'm gonna do. So you can see there, I don't know if you can see on camera, but that front edge right there needs to come down just a wee bit. So I'm gonna wiggle that hole out a little more on the bottom side just to bring that down a little bit more. Let's see if this drill bit will do it. That is pretty close. That I can live with. That is pretty good. So I can live with that piece of trim being like that. The back of the cab is strange. The back of the cab kind of dips off a little bit back here, so it kind of makes it weird. And I'm just gonna have to make a compromise with this piece of trim here because the body line's straight on here and it kind of tapers down as the cab rolls back. So my main focus is making it line up here and here where the door meets the cab corner and getting all that as straight as I can. So I want a little bit more out of this hole, but I don't want to run a bigger drill bit in there. And normally I would get my air die grinder with the little carbide bit and work it out a little bit And this is really just giving adjustability in this piece of trim, because I'm happy with where the door trim is. I'm just not happy with this piece. So I had to bust out the Dremel tool. I got a little bit on here. I'm not sure what it's made for. We're gonna see how long it lasts. Let's wallow it out a little bit. We're gonna see what that does. Hold on. Oh yeah, that makes me way happier. That lets me get nice and straight. Now, as for this bottom piece, I'm gonna grab the camera and show you. There's not as much access inside the cab to it. I'm not sure where it's going to line up. It takes a clip like this, which is more of like a push-in style. And once that kind of clip is in there, it is in there. That makes it challenging, because if it doesn't line up, then you're basically screwed. So I'm probably gonna put this on the piece closest to the bed here. And then on this front side, I'm probably going to put a stick on. I'm gonna dig around in there a little bit more. We got sound deadening and stuff in there, so I need to run me a screwdriver in this hole, put my hand in there and see if I can feel it. But if I can't get to the back side of it, I'm gonna make it stick on. I would love to be able to put a little retainer nut like the other ones, but if I can't, I won't. It's just gonna be that easy. Here's a little tip that I've kind of learned as I'm doing this. You got your trim. This is the lower cab corner piece, and it's got this little channel in the back, and there's two little gaps right here on the end, and that's where this clip would slide in there. It's made to slide in like that, but it's hard to get that sucker in there. It's kind of in a bind trying to get it in there. So it got me to thinking, I'm gonna take my needle nose pliers here, and I'm gonna pre-bend up these edges. I'm just gonna roll them up a little bit on both sides, just barely, and then that should let me get this piece in there a little easier. Yeah, like that. See, that piece slid right in there. And what I'll do is I'll just take my little punch and I'm gonna turn you down here on the table. So I've got my piece right here, and these are the edges that are bent up. And what I've also noticed too, you can this stuff is soft, so you can bend those edges back down, and you can also kind of lock in that clip by bending those edges down a lot. That gets that clip in there. So this piece right here is the lower cab piece we were talking about earlier, and I told you that I might be doing a stick on the side closest to the door. Well, what I realized is the reason I can't reach it inside the cab corner is because I can reach it from underneath the truck. And this front one only. This back one is locked in. There's no access to it at all, which is why it takes one of those pop-in clips. But it lets me put a stud on this front one and put that sucker right there where it needs to be. So what I'm gonna do is put the stud on there, get a nut on the back side, tighten it up, make it all line up with the door, and then I'll just put me a piece of tape on this back side and hope and pray that it all lines up in final assembly. The longer pieces have big notches in them, so you can get the clips in and not have to fight them, but these pieces don't have any big notches. You gotta kind of get them in on the ends. That was the easiest way to get them in there. So there's one of your little tips on getting the clips in the trim without doing too much damage, because it will bend very easily. Just a little side note update. Mr. Cox from Henderson Electric just called me. He said that he can fix that motor for like 150 bucks. So we're gonna have the compressor fixed, and he's gonna put all the capacitors back on it. He's gonna put new bearings in it, get it all fixed up. And he seemed upset that he wasn't gonna have it done today, but he's gonna have it done tomorrow. And I told him, I was like, even if you don't get it done tomorrow, that'll be okay. Just having somebody willing to fix that kind of stuff. Those guys they're a dying breed. I mean, I hate to say that word, but they are. There's very few specialists anymore in this world. Me, this is why I feel kind of humble about my skills sometimes, is because I'm more of a jack of all trades. The most I've ever specialized in life is body work. I did that for about 15 years, but as far as all this other stuff I do, a lot of it, this is my first time putting trim on one of these trucks. A couple of years ago was my first LS swap. Old Mac was my first turbos. I mean, all this stuff's fairly new to me. I'm just capable of figuring things out as I go. But I'm not a specialist. Having access to specialists is a very rare thing. We've got JK Starter and Alternator here in Palestine. He's a specialist. Starters, alternators, batteries. He knows I swear he probably knows more than the internet about that stuff. Mr. Cox out here at Henderson Electric, his daddy and his granddaddy rebuilt electric motors. I mean, it doesn't get any more passed down knowledge than that. If you have people like that, I feel like you need to appreciate them, give them your business, and take care of them when they take care of you, because pretty soon they're gonna be gone. There ain't gonna be no more of them left, and we're gonna be sitting around twiddling our thumbs trying to figure out how to fix stuff ourselves, which we will figure out. We will find a way, but this world is making everything less fixable and more replace it. I guess right now I'm just trying to show my gratitude for those specialists out there. So if you're a specialist, thank you. And Mr. Cox, thank you, because we're gonna have a compressor again. That makes life grand that you got somebody like that that can get out there, fix what you're working on, and do it for I mean, it feels like a really fair price. Because a new motor is like $500, $150 to basically rebuild this motor, get us back in business. I'm excited. So I'm gonna get back to this trim. I just thought I'd let y'all know that. And look at that, dude. That looks nice. That lines up nice. This backside is just held up with a piece of tape, but that's good. That's nice. I'm pleased with that. So as far as the cab forward on this side, everything's lined up nice. I feel confident that I can pull a tape line on it and go ahead and apply all of that. I'm not going to. I want to apply everything at once. All this hard part is the setup, and the finish is going to be fast and grand and nice. Pull the plastic off, look at it, stand back, admire it. Let's move on to the bed. This is one big, long piece of trim. And I'll go ahead and tell you ahead of time, I've held it up there, and it kind of has a little bit of arch to it, but it's something that you're going to be able to work out as you stick it down. But this trim only has a screw hole at the back where it wraps around by the tail light, and then it has 2 spots for these push-ins. These push-ins right here. The rest of it is these stick-ons. So I'm gonna get my stick-ons preloaded into this thing. I'm not gonna put the push-ins in, and I'm gonna try to get it up there with some tape and see how much I can manipulate it to get it straight with the body line, just to try to take some of that arch out of it. It's just a little bit, but it's gonna be noticeable. And I've messed with it enough. I feel like as you're gonna have to stick one piece at a time, but I need to get it straight enough so I can put my tape edge down the side of the bed and be able to show you, or show me, where it needs to go when I do the final installation. But when I was putting those clips in a while ago, I was telling you that the bigger pieces had a notch in them for the clips to go in. Let me show you. So if you look right there, you can see there's a piece missing, but this piece just pops in right there, and it lets you slide it up in there. So it lets you put it in and out right there in that little spot. So I'm gonna preload all of my stickies and then get me some pieces of tape pre-made so I can hang this thing. I'll get a screw in the back side to hold the back up and tape it the rest of the way, and see how much manipulation we can do to it now and how much manipulation we can do when we stick. I just put that one on upside down. That's for the other side. So let's pull it off and put the right one on. That looks super good. I mean, it looks really good. Everything is test fit. I'm pretty pleased with how everything fits. The only piece that's really kind of a little tricky is the main long piece across the top side of the bed. I actually think I'm gonna bust the laser out to make a tape line for that one. I'll line my laser up with the front fender and the door, and then let it carry onto the bed, just because I want as straight of a line as possible. But other than that, it looks really good. We're still waiting on all of our wheel opening moldings, which will be the icing on the cake for this. But I'm happy with how all this fits. So I'm gonna move on to the other side. Unless I run into a problem, I'm not gonna record it. That way I can put my head down. If you're ever looking at our channel and wonder like, golly, it's taking you a long time, it's freaking me. Like, Chase is doing everything it takes to keep the journey afloat. You know, all of our merch. Like, if you want one of our t-shirts, you can go to our website. There's a link in this video. You can get one of our t-shirts. You can get hats. We're working on a new website right now. We're gonna have all kinds. We're gonna have straw hats. We're gonna have stickers. We're gonna have koozies. all kinds of stuff. But all that stuff takes work, and that's what Chase is working on. Chase is working on the business end of this. Chase orders all the parts up here. Carter is working on his truck. If I need help, he'll help me. Josh comes up here when he's not at his day job, and he can help me. But the bulk of the time, it's me down here. So I film this and I do this and try to give you as much information about it as possible as I go. But at the same time, I'm trying to get it done because we got to start on that truck right there. It is ready to get worked on. The rear end's sitting here. The parts are all here. This truck is almost done. I'm just trying to see the finish line on it. I still got some nitpicky things to do. The AC will be my next hurdle on it, really. My only real big things are AC and center console. Other than that, this truck's almost ready to be shook down, driven, bring it to some shows, and make it available to whoever wants to take this sucker home. Now, I told you I wasn't gonna show y'all any of this driver side as I was doing it, but I ran into a problem and I wanted you to see that this is the reason we mock things up. This nose piece is all in the holes that it has designated for it. Everything looks nice. It meets up right here with this other piece. It goes all the way down and it's supposed to meet up with the door down here. But what I've got here is too much overhang right here on the door, and my little screw hole is not lining up. So this piece needs to go that way. But in order to get that to happen, I got to do one of two things. I could trim this union where these two pieces meet and bring it in this way. But what I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take, because I've got a little room here, so there's two holes right here in this piece of trim. I'm gonna pull this trim off and slot those holes just a little bit so that this whole assembly can slide forward. I don't really want to grind on the trim and take the chance of messing it up, so I think that's what I'm going to do. I've got enough room there, and I've got a little wiggle room with where that lines up with the body line. This is why we mock things up, because you never know how things are going to fit. We don't know if this is the stock fender. We don't know who drilled these holes in here. Mock it up, mock it up, mock it up. I slotted my holes a little bit down here on the fender, on this front side here, hoping I could move this piece forward enough. But it's just gonna have to go too far forward for it to work. I don't know if this is an aftermarket fender. I don't know, because this top piece here, it fits nice with the door with the screw in it in the back. But this front piece, I just cannot get it to line up with where the holes are, with where the body line is. That's what makes me think this fender might have been replaced at some point or has some damage I'm unaware of. But it's going to hang too far past the body line on this front side. So the only solution that I can think of in the heat of the moment is I'm going to take some off the front side of this. Where this one meets this one, I need it to come back a little ways. So I'm going to test fit it where it's overlapping, see how it fits. I'll bring you back. After much manipulation, I've got this thing fitting a lot better. I just need to trim it now. So let me show you. Check this out. If you look right there, that's how much overhang I got. It's hard to see on this camera and me holding everything in place, but I'm lined up with my body line much better, and this piece does move up, so that gets me lined up real nice, and all of this side, it all fits good. So just a little bit of trimming right there where that overlaps. I got to be very delicate because I don't want to get it hot and cook that black in there. I think I'm going to do it on a file. I think I'm going to put a file in the vise and run this thing across the file and try to take it off that way. And after about 30 minutes, I got it fitting nice. That looks good. So I've got this fender worked out. I'm going to get the door trim on here and then try to get everything prepped and ready so we can stick it on for the last time. Well, that is all of it mocked up. Everything looks good. The other side, everything's fitting good on it as well. So now it's time to start making it permanent. My phone's ringing. It's the compressor motor. Hello. So he did say my compressor motor is ready, which is a good thing. I'm gonna make an excuse to get out of this heat here in just a few minutes and go pick that up. As far as the trim goes, I'm gonna go ahead and bolt on the front fenders. They're all where they're gonna be. So I just need to pop the hood and go from inside, put the speed nuts on there. The doors and the bed sides have all the sticky stuff, so I need to pull me a tape line on all of that, make sure I get it all good and straight, pop it loose, prep the areas where the sticky's gonna go, I went by Killian's this morning and got Adhesion Promoter. So these little packages, they're made by 3M. Part number is 06396. We used to put double-sided tape on everything at the body shop. All of the body side moldings on cars and trucks these days, that stuff makes a huge difference in how well that stuff sticks. So I'm gonna mark everywhere where I'm going to have the 3M stickies on the backside of this trim sticking, and put a little adhesion promoter there to make sure it sticks really, really well, and start sticking all this stuff down. So we're gonna get our butts to work and get all this knocked out and try to get it all done today if I can. Carter thought he was recording this whole time. I done stuck this motor up here. We're gonna get it all hooked up and make sure it's working. Josh is on his way inside right now to flip the breaker on for us. We're gonna hope and pray that the belt doesn't sling off of it, and then we're also gonna hope that it stays running. That's the big ticket item, is that it stays running for an extended period of time. Now, Mr. Cox did tell me that this reset switch might also give us the blues, but the motor definitely had problems. Josh should be there any minute. I'm gonna back up.
You got it on yet? It's on? It's on.
Oh, maybe we need to hit the reset. I'll let it sit here and run for a while, see if it'll, because before it wouldn't even build up air pressure and shut itself off. It would shut itself off before that, so we're gonna let it run, see what it does. I'll bring you back when it shuts off. Either we have another problem or it's working good. I still need to put that cover over the belts, but we're gonna find out. It stopped about 80 PSI, and it's trying to start with the reset switch, so more problems. We disconnected the reset switch because it's like super hot. We are gonna go ahead and get another reset switch, but we're gonna turn the power on right now and see if it'll run.
3, 2,
1.
That wasn't that switch.
Okay, well that didn't work.
I'm guessing all of it's bad.
The reset's bad too. I see you over my shoulder, gay boy. I'm gonna run to Elliott Electric, see if I can get the reset. We're basically gonna have the whole electrical side of the compressor is gonna be new. So I'm gonna go get this and I'll be back. All right, it's like 5:30 now. Nobody sells this thing. They're like $500 for a new one. Spent the last hour taking this switch apart, cleaning all the contacts in it. Josh is finna turn the breaker on. We're gonna see what happens.
You ready?
Yeah.
All right, Josh, you ready?
Maybe it won't blow up.
Go for it.
Nothing happened.
Doesn't happen.
Hold on. Why did nothing happen?
Doesn't happen at all.
Both breakers are on?
Both breakers on?
Yeah. That scared the shit out of me, boy. It's working. We just got to see if it stays working. That's the question. We're going to hang out and watch it. I'll come back and let you know. We ought to be getting real close to where it should shut off with the pressure switch. And then I think we're good. I got to put the cover back on the backside, put the cover on the reset switch. I think we fixed it. I think just the contacts from this thing being 25 years old, the contacts on the reset switch side of those two poles were just bad. Cleaned everything up. Oh, that is magical sounds. It's working again. I'm gonna get the covers back on here. I'm gonna take it to the house.
There's a lot going on today. There's people pulling in, and Josh is here. I guess he's gonna be tuning some vehicles. He just asked me if we were gonna be here today, and I told him yeah. And our other buddy, Jason, and his son, they put a cam in his truck and it's not wanting to run right. So I guess Josh is gonna tune that. So let's go out here and see what they're doing. What up, Russells?
What up, Chashua?
How are you?
I'm tired.
Thought it looked like Josh brought a Ford Ranger, but it's not a Ford Ranger. It's his cat eye sold him. Dang, when'd you get the wheels, Josh? Marketplace find. I like them. That looks good on there. What you doing today? You're gonna be tuning this truck?
Yeah, they put a cam in this little truck here, so we're gonna make some adjustments and
Mm. Jason, did you put the cam in it?
yeah, man, it's
Y'all did? Uh-oh.
yeah, in the driveway at the house, not really knowing what the hell we're doing.
Yeah, because you know me and you messed up those, what did we install, me and you, the other day? Okay, we got it in here now.
Look at that.
Mechanicing.
Shit.
Me and Jason Helm are damn mechanics. The U-joint?
Oh, your joint.
Yeah, we did it wrong.
What was wrong with it?
No, we didn't do it wrong. It just didn't fit.
That was the wrong one.
It was the wrong one.
But
But
didn't mess up there.
they in there stinking up the place, Russell.
I can smell that.
What you doing?
I know Josh is going to be tuning the truck today, so I'm going to try to get most of the trim attached so he can test drive it.
Yeah.
And then I'll just pull the top piece off the bed because that's a 2 or 3 man job putting that one on.
Oh, that talk back piece, because you need to make sure it's straight as can be.
Straight, but it's also got a stretch.
Oh.
So it's short at the front of the bed because it's got to fit tight at the back and incrementally fit tight going forward.
And you got to stick it each time.
Yes.
Ooh, so it is a couple people's jobs.
Yes.
All right.
So it'll be the worst part. The fenders are just going to suck trying to get the nuts in from the inside. The doors, just got to get them straight. Everything cab forward is going to be pretty straightforward. The bottom of the bed is going to be pretty easy, but the top piece on the bed is the most crucial piece. So where I left y'all yesterday, I got sidetracked on the truck to fix the compressor. But I'm back on the truck. I'm gonna try to get the trim knocked out today. Josh is here to tune the truck today. So I need to get as much attached now as possible because we're gonna need to test drive as well. I'm gonna go ahead and start bolting on the front fender. I'm going to pull a tape line on the door and try to get those 2 pieces stuck on. And the lower pieces of the bed, I'll get them on. The top piece on the bed, I'm probably gonna wait until after he's done tuning, because I need to be able to take my time on that piece. So I'm gonna get to work trying to get this trim bolted on here. I've got all these little speed nuts that Auto Metal Direct supplies. These are really nice too because they got the little rubber inside there, which is gonna make that seal up real good around that hole. It should cut down on any rattles. There's some holes inside the fender there to slide in there, and I need to put a piece of tape in the socket to keep from dropping that down inside the fender. Just gonna try to get all that tightened up and work my way backwards and do as much as I can before he comes in here to tune this truck.
What the heck? This thing 3 wheels?
Yeah.
That looks awful high for that jack stand. We got some bigger jack stands than that, I think.
Yeah, I do got some. I'm trying to give us as much room to work with.
It just looks so high.
I got the 3-wheel motor.
I know, that's what I was saying. All right, so what's going on? Josh has been trying to tune this thing for like, how long you been working on this thing, Josh?
Probably, what, an hour and a half probably?
Hour and a half, and you realize the exhaust is dumped right after the O2 sensors.
Yep. So it's giving me some problems.
So now they're having to add a little length to the exhaust.
Yep.
All
We'll
right.
see if we can wrap it up.
But you're about to get blue collar all taken care of.
Yeah, we'll get this thing fixed up.
Yeah, this will be a whole lot easier, I promise.
Oh yeah. These
Promise.
Terminators,
The way to go, huh?
that's
is
the way to go, man.
The Holly Terminator?
That's the way to go.
Heck yeah.
Budget friendly, easy,
So do you-
easy to tune.
Yeah, do you got to do any kind of like tuning on our transmission and everything since this has that control?
It's the, what is in there, 700 R4?
No, it's got a dang-do 4L60.
Is it a 4L60?
Yeah, buddy.
Okay. Yeah, we'll do a little bit of tuning there too.
Yeah, we got a little 4L60 in there, nothing done, just rebuilt, factory.
Yeah, we'll get that fixed up too.
Heck yeah. All right, well, cool. Appreciate it.
Yep. Oh, dang, look at that thing.
That's a big burrito, dude.
That is
It seems like every day I get distracted by other things going on here, but I've got most of the trim on the front side of the truck done. We've had some tuning issues on the truck. Josh has got a lot of it worked out. And so now I'm trying to get it prepped to actually go drive it. But while I'm waiting on him to tune this other truck, I've got these rear lower pieces. I'm gonna go ahead and get them on. I've got my adhesion promoter out. I've got them worked out. I've got all my clips figured out. So I'm gonna go ahead and get all my rear lowers put on here while I'm waiting. And then it'll just be down to sticking the doors and the top of the bed.
Bro, that moves so much.
Did I not? Damn. It was like,
It was right on it.
it was right on the money, and then I put it in park, and it's not on the money. We knew what's on the money is us going and getting some fragrance and vacuum machines. I'm super excited. I've been scrolling Marketplace like I always do, and I found some fragrance and vacuum machines that are like what you would see at the dang car wash back in the dang like 90s, early 2000s, you know, but they're still today the same ones at those gas stations because they are pretty much bulletproof from what I understand. Called the company that makes them, and they said, dude, you should go get those for the price I'm paying for them. I'm going to pick them up, and I've already got them sold. That's how fast this goes. Made a couple phone calls, got them sold. So all I'm going to do is go pick them up, bring them here. I'm going to keep one and restore it. And the guy I've got them sold to is going to help me out along the way. So kind of cool. I'm hooking up the trailer right now, and then we're headed off to Malakoff. We are in the boondocks. I don't even know where I'm at, but we're just on a back road way off in the country. It says I'm 5 minutes away, 1.7 miles, but this road sucks. Look at this thing. We're out here in the country. This is what I'm talking about, the country. This freaking road sucks. Just trying to make sure I get through that gate. All right, we're back here. We said we made it. That was the worst road in Henderson County. All right, we just made the deal. They actually found the keys. We're getting 4 fragrance with Vax, and then we're getting, I believe, 2 just regular Vax. We're picking up 6 altogether. And man, these are pretty cool machines. Let's take a look at them. We're loaded up. We got 2 shampoos, 2 fragrance, and 2 just regular Vax. Got a couple of the tops in here. They were loose. I didn't want to lose them on the way home, so I just brought them in the cab. Now we're headed home. We're gonna check these here in a little bit because this is one of the worst roads ever. And we'll check our straps, make sure they're still tight. And we're down to Palestine. Let's go. Look at that. Got that shampoo and vacuum. It's pretty good. Like $300 just by doing nothing, going and picking it up, making a couple phone calls. I mean, does this bring back memories of going to the car
Carter never
wash?
cleaned nothing he owned.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Carter just rolled around dirty. I like it. Nobody else seems to be super excited about my vacuums. I think I'm the only one that's excited about the vacuums. I think they're super cool. Carter said they suck. They are vacuums. They sucked at the damn thing.
All right, we got all these vacuum cleaners and scent machines unloaded of Chases. Kind of give you an update. We left off on Friday. We were tuning. It's running pretty good. Josh had a little bit of trouble with fuel on there, but it's working pretty good now. It's really about time to start driving it. I'm been interrupted on putting this trim on every single day that I've been working on the trim. Something else has gone on that needed my attention other than the trim, but I'm gonna try to start getting this trim knocked out. We've got a few more things on the list to knock off. I got the door trim to finish, and then the big trim on top of the bedsides, and the trim is knocked out. We'll see what all this AMD trim looks like all done. It already looks better than it did, which is our motto. We have a t-shirt that has that on it as well that says it looks better than it did. If you want one of those, you can go to our merch store and get you one. But until then, I'm gonna get my butt to work. Let's go. Now I'm ready to move on to this top piece of trim. This is gonna be the trickiest one. They provided quite a bit extra of these sticky tabs. So I wound up putting 4 extras on each piece of the top bedside piece. Because it's so long and it has the chance to do so much walking, I need it to be straight as an arrow. So I'm gonna do one more little test fit on it and try to get me a tape line pulled, and then we'll stick it up there. That was scary, boys. It's on there. Let's pull a piece of tape and see how shitty it looks. Look at there, boy. That's a long ass piece, and it looks good. And if you look right here, when we got that front piece to snap in, it tightened this gap up. And you can look down there, and she looks good. So I'm gonna get the other side the other piece ready for the other side and see if we can go ahead and knock it out. And then tomorrow, all we've got is the tailgate. Wednesday morning, I'm back in the game. I got a bunch left to do on the truck. Yesterday, y'all saw we got the trim on the sides of the bed, which is a big leap forward. All I've got left to do is the tailgate trim and a little bit of adjusting on some of the trim on the driver's side. Robert's here to finally get going on the stereo, which is a big step forward as well. He's got a lot of work to do on that end. He does need some assistance from me. So him and I are gonna sit down and kind of game plan what he's gonna do, what he needs from me, and then I'm gonna get my butt to work on the back of this truck. We are in here doing all of our thing, and Carter's over here silently in the corner working. Let's see what he's working on. What are you doing?
I'm not doing nothing.
He's got all kinds of stuff happening here on this table. These are Carter's sway bar ends. They come from his sway bar and they will connect to his lower control arm, but he's trying to make clearance for his coilovers, correct? Yes. So they were coming too close to his coilovers. He has already heated them and bent them up, and you've got them pretty nice and straight there, bud. So now you're trying to figure out how to heat them and bend them back the other way is what's finna happen. He's just basically trying to offset these, the thickness of that bracket itself.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
Thick as metal. It takes a while for it to heat up.
Yeah, with that little torch.
Yeah.
I'm finna start getting this trim prepped and ready to go on the back of the truck. I'm gonna get this top piece of trim on just because I want to. And then I'm gonna try to tackle this dent a little bit. We need to get that dent out some because the trim's just not gonna fit flat there. So I'm gonna mess with this stuff and then I'll bring you along and kind of show you what's going on. But this is the end of the Auto Metal Direct trim on this truck. When it's done, I'm gonna pull it outside and look at it because I want to, okay? So Carter's finna start heating this up. He says it takes like 30 minutes. Our torch is really small, but he's got it all jigged down on this table now, clamped down as tight as he can, and he wants to try to concentrate his heat in one area so that this thing bends where he wants it to bend. It's gonna take him a little while to get this thing heated up, but we're gonna come back and forth during this process, see if he does it right or if he does it wrong. If he does it wrong, we're gonna talk a bunch of trash.
30 minutes later, we're still here heating this up.
Look at here. That sucker's glowing. We're gonna try to put a little pressure on it and see
You
what
stick
happens.
your tongue to it?
No. You ready?
Yeah, go ahead.
How much pressure you want me to put?
It's gonna take a little bit, so it's gonna take some. Now, if you see that top back here start, if that starts trying to lift up,
I'm gonna hold down while it cools.
here. No. Here. Now, keep one going down.
We're there, bro.
Just against
I feel
the
like
metal.
we need to clamp it in place right there. Hold on, let me go get you a clamp. There you go, homie.
Okay.
The first one did pretty good. Carter's happy. If he's happy, I'm happy. I'm just kind of his helper. You know what I'm saying? So he's gonna heat this other one up, get it bent, and then it'll take the rest of the day for this stuff to cool off. Now, I know I told y'all that I was gonna go ahead and put this top piece of trim on, but I've only got one more of my adhesion promoters left, and I need to go ahead and try to assess this dent first. So I'm gonna assess this dent, try to get it pushed out enough so my trim will fit flat, and then we'll go ahead and do both of these pieces of trim at one time, help Carter bounce around like a crazy person. This is my last piece of trim that we have here. The front wheel opening moldings are still on back order. I think they're supposed to be here the middle of next month, which is actually not far away. It's actually only like 2 weeks away. But the wheel opening moldings, boy, they finished this sucker off. I already got the other side on, check it out. I think it looks amazing. It dang finishes that sucker off, boy. So I'm gonna get this last one put on, and this is kind of like the icing on the cake. So once the front ones come in, it'll really be ready to light the candles, you know what I'm saying? And boom, boy, look at there. That looks so nice, man. It'll be real nice to have the front ones. So all the trim on the truck, tailgate trim, Everything looks so nice. It feels good to be done with that section of this job. Now I'm gonna crawl my butt in here and work on more wire. So I'll see you later. That's really what that boils down to. You don't wanna watch that. I don't wanna try to film it. So I'm just gonna get in here. Fortunately, it just rained out here. It'll be kind of cool for a little while. And I'll just point this fan in here and get these wires knocked out. Update, Carter got these things on here. So y'all can kind of see what he was talking about here with these bends. That bend offsets it enough. And then this end here, right past this end link, he's gonna cut all that excess off of there. And that's gonna give him room for his coil over right there. So everything's gonna be real tight.
Right, we just got through making a video for the trim, taking off all the plastic on the trim. Sounded so nice. Y'all go over and check it out. We'll post it, our short to that right here. What are you doing now?
Josh asked me to set the data log on this first time we crank it up. So I'm gonna log it so that he can see all the vitals and how it's running on a cold start and everything.
Gotcha.
When he comes back.
Okay.
So we're gonna pull it outside and get some shots of it. But really, we're pulling it off the lift because we're finna pull the gray truck on the lift. I'm gonna finish all the little knick-knack stuff I have on the ground, and Carter's finna get to work on the gray truck. If you guys don't know, we've got this project, we've got the gray truck, we've got a burnout truck out there that's waiting its turn, we got Carter's truck over here, we got my Camaro at the house, Josh is talking about building another truck. So it's just madhouse, always madhouse. And then we're working with these companies, you know, so we have a lot of work to do for those people as well. And that's what helps us keep the doors open on this place. That's why we every once in a while ask if you want a t-shirt, because we got t-shirts for sale too. You can go to our link in the description right up here and get you one at our merch store.
I don't know if we've ever really kind of explained it of what we do up here, because we really don't work on other people's rides. Like all these rides up here, this one, that one, that one, that one, and that one, they're all our trucks up here. They're nobody else's. And we work on them, we fix them up, thrash on them, use them, let people know that they're good trucks. They're built right. This thing's gonna be for sale. We're gonna go take it. I'm gonna put at least 1,000 miles on it before I actually hand it over to the new buyer. But this thing is going to be ready to rock and roll. It's going to be a nice truck, AC, all the parts on it. Man, I mean, there has been a lot of companies stepped up on this truck right here. And I want to thank every one of you that has helped out with the build on this truck and all of our friends. But I hope you guys enjoyed this, because we're going to keep on doing it. Like we said, if you can support us, man, we don't have customers to make money. We don't take in customer builds to generate income or anything. This is all off of social media, guys, and it's been struggling. So if you could go over to our merch site, you can go pick out some of our shirt designs, and that helps support the channel. We really appreciate it, guys. Let's get to looking at this truck, because this thing's awesome. It looks 10 times better.
This truck was such a turd, and now it's such a nice truck.
It is a nice truck.
Boy, I'm just gonna polish it up and we're gonna sell it. I can make a little bit of money on it. 3 months later. We got us a show truck here.
That is an
this
idea.
Right here's got $20,000 worth of Holly parts on it.
It's got a lot of stuff on it, guys. We need to sit down and add all that up of what has actually gone into that, so the new buyer will know exactly what all has gone into it. There's been a lot of companies put a lot of parts on this thing, and we've made a lot of videos showing how to install some of those parts and what all is going on it. I'm gonna get some more B-roll shots, because this thing is sexy.